Yeah, also I think the internet can be kind of brutal with the criticism and all that. And how do you guys deal with that? And the follow-up, have you ever contacted someone who's really been harsh on the internet, aside from the Twitch stream, and tried to explain yourself to them?
I don't know, personally I'm kind of used to it anyways, because like, I mean, like, it's like people are always going to be jealous when we succeed or something, because there's always going to be some people that are negative, so mostly I kind of, like, if it's something I can explain, depends on how rude or harsh they are, you know, like some people there's like, I cannot ignore them because there's no point in arguing with them. Like sometimes you have to like feel if you can like reason with them or if you can explain yourself, and some people will understand, but some of them they just like I just ignore them like.
That's a good point. There's always going to be that negative Nancy out there that's trying to bring you down. It just makes them feel better. I have the philosophy that, you know, if someone's being negative in my life, you know, I don't need to give them the attention that they want, right? If I'm feeding the trolls, as I would say, it's letting them win, right? It's like the guy that's just making fun of you for just no reason. He just wants to. You know, there's so many positive people out there that are watching and want to learn. Why spend your energy like being upset with one guy when there's thousands or even 10 people, whoever it is, that's more important. And that's how I approach it. And I think I apply this to just everything in life in general.
I think it's really interesting when you start to have a bit of a following, you have people push back a little bit when they maybe view you as slightly different than in the beginning, you know, that you think of you as a human and then it changes a little bit. And it's interesting as a broadcaster as you go through that transition because, you know, you put up a YouTube video, for example, and it gets 20 dislikes. You're just sort of scrolling around the house like, oh man, like really? 20 dislikes? What did I do? It's a good video. But the video is viewed by 14,000 people, you know? And that's the adjustment because you hear nice things all the time, but it sort of slides over and sometimes you can pick up on the negative things a little bit too much. So it's a balancing act, I think, in my brain personally, trying to remember, keep things in perspective, that, you know, there's a lot of people that appreciate the stream and not to pay attention to all the negative stuff.
Well, I think there are two elements of this. One thing that Negrano told me actually once upon a time was that you should try not to take anything personal, positive or negative. That people talking to you on the internet don't really know who you are. To some extent, we're all characters when we're streaming. And so if someone says, oh, I love you, you're the best, they don't really know who I am. And if they say, oh, you're the worst, you know, whatever, they don't really know either. So to me, I think I've always tried to kind of just stay in my own lane and not really think too much either way, just try to make the best decisions possible. I think it's a lot harder for some of these guys that are starting to stream that don't have millions of dollars in earnings. When someone berates nananoko for playing a hand, nananoko's like, well, I don't know what you know, bitch, but I got millions of dollars, you know? Like, that really goes a long way to shrugging off criticism. You know, and the other thing to kind of let that stuff not be so bad is that, you know, I have a team of moderators that are well-trained. There are guys out there in chat that are just cleaning out the worst of the nonsense. I have two guys on my team that I pay full-time to read Twitch chat. One of them is right there. You can see he's miserable because he just has to read that stuff all day long. You know, I have people that are actually making sure that the chat is as positive as possible so that everybody else doesn't have to see that, because it's kind of an echo chamber, right? One guy goes, oh, that play was so bad. Someone else goes, you don't know anything, moron. And next thing you know, these guys are like echoing back and forth and the whole chat derails. So it's really important that you guys have that when you stream, you have moderators in chat who are just reading it, taking out the worst of the nonsense, taking out the stuff that is purely just flame. And Twitch has also made some big jumps in the last few years in terms of adding features that kind of take out that worst of the worst stuff. Automatic features that just remove the slanderous nonsense and, you know, those sort of things.
Fantastic. Okay, these are really good questions, and I got one back here. Jason, run it up shirt. He's probably a ringer. First, before we ask your question, did Jason pay you to be here this morning? No. Okay.
I paid him not to say that.
Kevin, I'm glad you have the mic in your hand because I'm asking questions. So, I know all of you guys. I think that what you're doing is great for the community. Kevin, I think specifically your channel is really working your bankroll up. And I think that you come from the Twitch kind of poker world from a slightly different perspective. And I'm just curious if you feel that your audience really relates with you in that regard. And if you can maybe explain the difference between, us watching Mercier on Jason's channel play 100K and getting 15,000 viewers or whatever, right? Versus what it's like for you day to day to run up your bankroll through, small online tournaments and kind of grinding it up. And then just real quickly, how did Rum Cakes let this be Facebook live stream and not the rest?
I can't answer that last part. I'm not sure, but thank you for the kind words, by the way. So when I first started my Twitch stream, I never played online poker. I played a lot of live poker, but the first time I ever played poker tournaments, I just put on the camera. I said, "Let's gamble, let's go." And it was kind of, I just lost. It wasn't very good. It took me a long, long time to learn, and. So that hurt the ego a little bit, but I think it was good and healthy in the long run. I said, all right, guys, I'm not as good as I thought I was. Let's play $5 tournaments. I will work on my game until I win. And I stayed at $5 tournaments until I won. And now I've thankfully moved back up and we can play for a little bit more money. But a lot of these guys are top couple percentiles in the poker world. Jason Somerville, tons of results. ElkY, nananoko, all these guys have won a lot of money. When I started playing poker on Twitch, I didn't have any results at all. I just put the camera on and said, this is real, win or lose, come on. And people really related to that. Because a lot of people, poker's a tough game. Not all of us are out there printing money. So a lot of people came to my channel and said, hey, this kid's working on his game. I'm enjoying the journey. So yeah, it's been really, really fun. And there's a lot of people who said, hey, Kevin, I was down in poker. I hadn't won the tournament in a year. I was really, really upset. I found your channel. You motivated me. I worked on my game. And now I'm doing really, really well. So yeah, I'm definitely different. But most people on Twitch, there's not super crushers. Everyone is still working their way up. So it's very, very cool. And very blessed to be in this group. The fact that I'm sitting up here with my story is like a huge, huge blessing.
Okay, this is good. Keep it coming, people. The questions are really good. Just give us another one. Here we go.
Just going back to the topic of streaming with a delay in your live stream, do you find that impacts the Twitch live streaming experience of having a live conversation and relationship with people? And are there things you do to mitigate the impact of having that delay?
I felt the difference for sure. I think having a 6-minute delay and a 4-minute delay is usually where I hang out. Is quite different. You could set up your broadcast in a different way to be less reliant on the update in chat, and it would be okay. But I think the shorter the better, and it's one of the biggest hurdles that the poker broadcasters have to face. And I think poker would be even bigger if we didn't have to do this, but of course we do. So it does affect things because you're talking about a hand that happened 4 minutes ago, and then new people to the stream don't know what's happening with that hand. Jason Somerville is really good at not doing this, and I'm not so good at it, so,
Yeah. It's funny because Jamie says hands are weird, 6 minutes in delay. To me, jokes are weird. You make a joke and 6 minutes later everyone's like, ha ha. I'm like, I have no idea what they're laughing at, but I'm glad they're laughing at something, right? So to me, that's what's a bit of a weird response. And the beautiful part of streaming to me is when it truly is live and there is no delay. Like when we were doing Aussie Millions and something's happening and I'm like, I don't know what's going to happen, guys. This is a crazy thing. Samantha Abernathy's being swirled by this guy, and then she hits the 6 on the river and chat explodes. It's like, that is an awesome thing. That energy of a purely live, chat experience, that is a beautiful thing of engagement when they're watching on like a 10-second delay instead of a 6-minute delay. So when we're doing poker live streams on that 30-minute delay, as in the feed is live to the broadcaster and the viewer, that is a beautiful thing. And I think all of us have like tricks and techniques to kind of get around that, to still make the stream engaging despite being in that bit of like a 6-minute, space station to Earth echo, delay thing.